Okay. Okay, so share, share. Okay, share. Can you see?
Yes, we can see.
Sava Shastrabdi Piyush Sava Vedika Satfal Sava Siddhanta Nadia Sava Lokika Dvigulam. O Shrimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churned from the ocean of all the Vedic scriptures, O most prominent transcendental fruit of all the Vedas, O you are enriched with the jewels of all spiritual philosophical conclusions, or you grant spiritual vision to all people of the world.
Sarva Bhagavata Pran Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu Kali Dandotitya Sri Krishna Parvitata. O life air of all the Supreme Lord's devotees, O Master, Srimad Bhagavatam, you are the sun risen in the darkness of Kali. You are the exact image of Sri Krishna.
Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshi Akshara Yate Sarvada Sarva Sevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namastume. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss. For your syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. You're always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna.
Mad Eka Bandhu Mad Sangi Mad Guru Mad Mahadhana Mad Nishtarata Mad Bhagya Mad Ananda Namostute. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you.
Asadu sadhuta dayin atini chochataraka hanamancha kadachinmam premnarit kantayasvara. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to the unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifest upon my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love of Krishna.
Jai. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Krishna Lilastava ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Agyantimidandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shah Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Samjivam Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Cha Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Jagatpate Upekika Kanta Radhakant Namostute Takan Sune Gurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatalu Vishakipasi Vibhaivacha Chitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So, as you have seen, we have launched a new venture, Srimad Bhagavatam, from the start. So that will take place starting on September 1st at 5:30 p.m. my time, French time. So obviously you are most welcome. We'll start from scratch. And obviously there may be many more devotees joining from what I understood. So in other words, we'll have only 2 hours of the second canto and onwards. And we'll start from scratch from this Srimad Bhagavatam. 2 hours also a week, that is starting on the 1st of September at 5:30 p.m. That is a Sunday. So I also included you in this venture. So some of you may have missed the first canto. Okay, so can you see my screen or not?
Yeah, we can.
What do you see on your screen?
Jaiva Dharma.
Okay, that's not what it is. So let me reshare. Okay. So, and now can you see?
Iya Gora Darshan, Goranga Darshan.
Okay.
721.
So we are
Question.
basically into this 8th chapter. It's been a while that we haven't met. I was gone on books. So what happened here in this 8th chapter, do you remember? Lots of questions came up.
Yeah. So
Let's recap together. Just have to read out basically, right? So if can you see my screen of, this is Goranga Darshan's book.
yeah.
Yes, we can see that.
So Parikshit Maharaj is going to
Maharaj is going to
yes,
ask questions, and his questions will inspire Sukhdev Goswami to talk about Krishna.
yeah.
And among there will be several questions. That is, I guess, the questions are also important for us to know the questions and the answers. How Parikshit Maharaj is going to ask about the nature of the jiva of the Lord, and then he asked how come he'd ask about the science of the jiva entering into the material world and acquiring the body according to his desires.
Yeah. And this is happening from 287. There's quite a 287, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
And where will that be answered?
I guess it will start to be answered from chapter 9.
Exactly. And the beginning of chapter 9 is very powerful. 291, 292, 293, 294, you will see. Very powerful. So there's a whole set of questions we discussed, like you said, difference between Jiv Tattva and Vishnu Tattva. And then from 11, for at least 11 shlok, there's a whole series of questions we're about to finish today, dealing with, have you seen, very intricate questions and dealing with time. In other words, there's a bit of a doubt. Jiv Goswami explained that there's a bit of a doubt in the mind of Parikshit Maharaj, especially in 11. He wants to clarify the position of the Virat. Is it that all the planets and their respective governors are within the different parts of the Virat? Or is it that the full planetary systems are within the Virat? And so it's the tiny, he wants to know there's a tiny difference. Then dealing with Kal, Sarga, Visarga, the sub-creations, and the different phases of time. When we say Trikalagya, it means someone who knows the 3 phases of time.
Krishna is Trikalagya.
Trikalagya, even a pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada is Trikalagya. Great souls are Trikalagya. They know the 3 phases of time. He's asking about duration of life, spans on different planets, according to different jivas. It's very intricate, extremely. He's asking about karma, also in 14. What makes us be promoted or degraded in lower species of life? We know the verse 923, I believe. What is it? Shine punya machalukam vishanti. Once we have used up the meritorious acts that enabled us to go to Svagalok, and then it's like a bank account. Once it is used up, you go back down to Mrityulok. Mrityulok is our planet. It's Mrityu, the planet of death. So can you imagine? He's asking all these questions in one go. So Shukdev better have a good memory. He's going to answer, you will see, one after the other. Then asking about the saga, the creations, the secondary creations, the rivers, everything is there. The outer space, the svabhav of the great souls, dealing with Vanashram also in 16. And then we enter into the 10 topics. Last time we had a class on the 10 topics to accommodate those newcomers. We're going to have them actually on the first canto. So 17, dealing with the Ishanukata, meaning the Manvantara Kata. What are they doing, these great Manvantara avatars, Yuga avatars? So can you imagine, it's a major outpour of questions. Each one of them are extremely intricate and loaded. And he's shooting questions to Shukdev like arrows, basically. He's not trying to make his life difficult. Because Prabhupada explained in all his purpose, it is the duty of a disciple to be very inquisitive. Even for those things he doesn't even ask, the Guru should be able to provide answers for unanswered, unquestioned points, This is Guru. Guru will anticipate for the things you didn't even ask, So classification of Vanashram, basically, again, what's for the Brahma, for the Kshatriya, the respective principles, religious duties. Can you imagine? These are lofty stuff. Elementary principles behind, it's called, we have seen that in 131, the Sodasha, the 16 elements of creation. Again, he's asking in 19, and then 16 elements of creation. Then their causes, their development, the process of bhakti, then the process of mystic power. And then again in 20, he's going back to, we discussed way back in the second chapter, the Krama Muktas, remember? They are basically totally realized, they're beyond karma. but they still wander in this universe. They want to check out places. So they have access to mystic powers. What is their destination? How do they get because they don't have gross body. They have a subtle body. How do they get detached even from the subtle body? He's asking about Vedic knowledge, divisions of Vedic knowledge. So it's basically these questions will pave the way for the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. And then finally 21, that was the last one, I believe. How the jivas are generated, maintained, annihilated. Benefit of discharging bhakti, devotional service to the Lord, and also disadvantages. It's interesting. There's some disadvantages. Vedic rituals, injunctions, and then basically he's asking about Trivarga. Look at 21, Trivargasya. What is Trivarga?
Is 3 something?
Yeah, Tri, Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But Trivarga doesn't include Moksha. Trivarga, Dharma, Artha, Kama. This is Trivarga. And lots of spiritualists, they're not even full-fledged spiritualists, Kamakandiya, they're into Trivarga. Vidhi, tell me the procedures, Vidhi of Trivarga. Those who want to dharma, they want religiousness for calm, and then artha, economic growth, and then calm. But basically, they want to stay in this world. They're not so concerned in breaking away from this world. Okay, do you have any questions before we move on?
No.
Okay, so let's move on from 2822. Yovanu Shayinam Sarga Pashandasya Cha Sambhavaha Atmanobandha Mokshocha Devastanam Svarupataha. If you feel like reciting the Sanskrit, it's fine with me.
Okay, Prabhu. So translation, please also explain how, merged in the body of the Lord, living beings are created and how the infidels appear in the world. Also, please explain how the unconditioned living entities exist. So here, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explaining about different types of living entities. They appear, they come into existence in this material world. They are the ever liberated and or the unconditioned living beings, also the ever conditioned living beings, and the ever conditioned living beings. There are two divisions: the faithful and the infidels. The faithful, they are the devotees and the mental speculators, and whereas the infidels
Yeah, the infidel kafir,
the
basically.
they are averse of God.
Yeah. Kafir. Dvobhuta Savalokesmin, Vishnu Bhakta Viparyaha. This is a verse on Padma Puran, even 16.6. There's two types of bhut. Bhut means jivas. Vishnu Bhakta and Viparyaha. Viparyaha means the opposite. So basically, kafir is a Muslim terms, infidels, and the faithful. But within the faithful, you find still two categories. What are those?
you have the devotees and the mental speculators.
So it's interesting. That's one of my questions actually in the homework. By the way, the homework I sent you back long back because Last time we didn't touch at all on the second canto, so I assume you had time to do the questionnaire. I sent them to you like 2 weeks ago. So let's get into that. It's interesting why Prabhupada is putting even the mental speculators into the good side. Did you notice?
Yeah.
So any clue?
Yeah, because they have some faith and they are on the level of like Brahman realization, the impersonal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. We cannot at all belittle them in the ranking of materialists. That would be a big offense. There's a verse, Rishabh Dev is quite expert in this, 552, I think. Mahat Sevam Dwaramaho Vimuktes. If you serve the Mahat Seva, and the Mahat means the Mahatma, the Mahantas. And again, Rishabh Dev is making the very clear division here. He says, they can be devotees, okay, they can be impersonalists. Just like Prabhupada is doing now, 552, Lord Rishabh Dev is Shaktavesh. Is making the same point. If you serve those Mahat, even impersonalists, can you imagine? Dwaramahu vimuktas. Dwaram, the gate, Hardwar, Haridwar, the gate, Dwar, are going to open. Tamodwaram. But on the other hand, if you serve Yoshitam, Sangi Sangam, if you serve women, especially those who are not Krishna conscious, then Tamodwaram. Tamodwaram means Tamagun, Dwaram, the Dwaram of Tamagun, Sangi Sangam. Then he goes, Mahatma, Mahantas Cha. Mahantas is Mahatma, basically same. Mahantas Sa, Samachita Prashanta. Prashanta, you know this lady in VIG. Those, if you serve the Mahat, whether they be devotees or impersonalists, you're going to become Prashanta. Very peaceful, Samachita, equanimous. And then Vimanyava. Vimanyava means you are able to repress your krodh. Krodh means anger. Even if you are attacked. I was on books this year. Nothing happened by Krishna's grace. But last year I had some kind of a run-in with a guy because they provoke. They provoke. I was provoked this year, but I was more transcendental. I didn't retaliate. But we should remain equipoised even when people are hostile. It's called Vimanyava. Surida, remain friendly to everyone. Sadavo, yeah. Now, Sadavo means we don't harbor any abominable qualities. So even the impersonalists, we cannot belittle them by, they may not be devotees, but they are transcendentalists, like Prabhu said. Huh? So this is very important to always remember that. Even you see in India Mayavad sannyas. I mean, if you are quite well situated, you can offer your obeisances. And of course, further down the purport, Prabhupada does say that the monists, they may not be fully realized, as well as some devotees, like me, for instance, were not fully purified. And what is the outcome of that if you're not fully purified? As a devotee, what's going to happen to you or to me?
You're going to be given chance in next birth.
Yeah.
To continue.
Exactly.
Either you're born in a rich family where you can have time to practice your Krishna consciousness, or you're going to born in a devotee house.
Exactly. And this is Bhuta 819, Bhuta Gramasa. There's a verse 819, Bhuta Gramasa Evayam Budva Budva Praliyate. Budva means we are kicked in the butt, basically. Budva. We are kicked in the butt to take birth again. Ratrya Game, Vashapart Prabhavatyahara. Again and again, when Brahma's days arrives, all the jivas come into being. We have no choice. Do you think we have the choice to stay back in the abdomen of Mahavishnu? No, we have no choice. And with the arrival of Brahma's night, again we are helplessly annihilated. You have no choice. Kamana Devanetrina. You don't decide where you go. You can decide by your attitude, by your bhav, yes. Yes, yam yam vapismaram bhavam, by your bhav. Tajantita kalevaram. Kalevaram means body. According to your thoughts at the time of death, then definitely you can, on that one you can definitely intervene. But then your destination is not up to you. So now this 22 is very, very rich purport. Did you notice, huh? Look at the Sanskrit. Javastanam Svarupataha. What's the meaning of Javastanam Svarupataha?
Devastana, being situated in unconditioned state.
Yes. So Parikshit Maharaj wants to know about those pure devotees, Vishnu Shak. They're Vishnu Parikar. Are we Vishnu Parikar? Vishnu Parashad. There's one devotee who came for Lord Balaram, practically is the most pundit in ISKCON. Is the guru of my Shastra Guru, Kanai Krishna, and Hariprasad is the guru, Shastra Guru of Kanai Krishna. Hariprasad. Beautiful name. I just sent you, I think, on your BV group, this class. First there's a class of a sannyasi from South America, and then number 2 is giving the class. It's totally spectacular class. Hariprasad. So, yes, Svarupataha deals with, are we Vishnu Parikar? First question.
No.
No, not.
So I know I keep on drilling that point over the years. That's one of my forte, I would say, or not forte, one of my very concerned. I love this topic, Jiv Tatwa. Can you see my screen now, Jiv Dharma?
Oh, no.
Or should I stop sharing and again reshare? Okay, sounds good.
Yes.
Let me reshare. Okay. This is Jeff Dharma. Who wrote Jeff Dharma?
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Yeah, it's practically speaking, it's one of the greatest books ever. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that was the favorite author of Srila Prabhupada. One time he said, if I could become 10% of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I will be happy. And he started crying. So this is very, very important book. I will strongly advise you to read that book. So that book is in the form of question and answers. This is a disciple that appears in the book. And the guru is Raghunath Das Babaji, not to be confused with Raghunath Das Goswami of the 6th Goswami. No, this book was written in the 19th century. So very, very interesting book. This is chapter 15. The disciple is asking, please, we know, I'm just paraphrasing, that Asango Yam Purusha, the Jiva is beyond Maya. We know that. Krishna says, Sutta Goswami says 175, 176, Yaya Samohita Jiv Atmanat Rekundatmakam. All these happenings to us, Adhyatmik, Adibhotik, Adidevi, it's superfluous. It has no reality. So the Jiv cannot be in Maya. It's true. Asango Yam Purusha. But yet Maya is able to captivate the Jiv. Why? because we are minute. We are anu kshara, right? Anu means minuscule, infinitesimal. We are kshara. Kshara means fallible. Why we are fallible? Because we are minute. So then the key question is asking, did the Chit Shakti create the Jiv? That's a beautiful question. Endowing him with his intrinsic Tatashta Svabhav. We know we are Tatashta. So is the Tatashta Shakti or Tatashta Svabhav? Svabhav means nature. Is it coming from Chit Shakti? In other words, are we created by Chit Shakti? Guru? No. See? So we're not coming from Chit Shakti. This is the first important realization. Is saying Chit Shakti is full, absolute, spiritual. And all the creations of Chit Shakti are perfect. The Jiv is not a Nitya Siddha. Yes, we're not Vishnu Parikar. The Jiv can become perfect through sadhana siddha. Okay, we know. We practice Vedi Bhakti under Guru Shastra Sadhu. Then we can become Siddha. And then experience the bliss of the same bliss as a Nitya Siddha. Then he goes on to explain the 4 classes of Sakis. They're all Nitya Siddha, obviously. Srimati Radharani is Chit Shakti Swarup. She's the embodiment of Chit Shakti. And the Nitya Siddha Sakis are Kara Vyuhas. They are direct expansions. Even the Lakshmis are direct expansions. Sita Devi of Concept of Lord Ram is direct expansion. So all the Sakis are coming from Chit Shakti. They are basically Vishnu Parikar. They're coming from Srimati Radharani herself. Now talking back to us, the Jivs, where are we coming from? What is the verse in the Gita that says that we're coming from Jiv Shakti? 7.5. Jivabhuta Mahabaho. We are coming from Jivabhut, Jiv Shakti, Tatashta Shakti. So then Bhaktivinoda explained, Chit Shakti is Purna Shakti. This is Srimati. The embodiment of Shiv Shakti is Radhika herself. She's Purna Shakti. She's called Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti means the original Prakriti, the full, complete potency of Krishna. The Jiv Shakti is Apurna Shakti. See? Apurna means we're not Purna. We are
incomplete.
Exactly. Incomplete, partial energy. So we cannot be coming from Chit Shakti. All full absolute principles are transformations of Purna Shakti. In contrast, the Jivas are atomic. We are Chitkana. Chitkana means particle of Chit Shakti. We are particle of Chit. But be careful. We could say, well, Chitkana means we are coming from Chit Shakti. We are actually transformations of Apurna Shakti. Vishwanath explained in 2.5.19 that we tend to be Purush. You have seen in the Gita, 13.22, 23. Krishna is calling us Purush. Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhunti Prakriti Janguna. Is cynically calling us Purush. We are Prakriti, but he's calling us Purush because we have this Purush Abhiman. And because of that, Sadasajani Janmasu, 1322, we're going to be born in Yoni, Sat or Asat. Good womb, bad wombs, because we contact the gunas. And this, the Jiv, what is the Jiv? Vishwanath make the same point as Bhaktivinoda. A function of the Lord's Tatata Shakti. We are functions, we are, the gunas basically, they are a function of the Lord's Tatata Shakti. See? Because we want to associate with Maya. You cannot say it's Maya's fault. No. We want to associate, and then she captures us. So we cannot say by all means that we are coming from Chit Shakti. We are Apurna Shakti, Jiv Shakti, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains further. Shri Krishna expands himself, taking up various forms appropriate for presiding over the different manifestations of his Shakti. See? So different forms are there. All these forms preside over different manifestations of his Shakti. For instance, this Prabhu Hari Parshad explained very beautifully Sandini, Samvit, Ladini. Sandini is presided over by Lord Balaram. Then Samvit, Krishna. Then Ladini, Radha. So different forms presiding over different manifestations of his Shakti. Correspondingly, he manifests different kinds of entities according to the different kinds of potencies he employs to create them. So behind each potency, there's an entity. And then he goes on to explain. When presiding over the Shit Shakti manifestation, Shri Krishna manifests his original form as Krishna in Vraj. See? In other words, when he presides, depending on the realm of where you are in the spiritual world, if you are in Braj, then his original form is Shri Krishna in Vraj, Vrajadananda, Yashodananda. If when he's in Narayan, when he's in Vaikunt, then he resides over Shit Shakti in the form of Narayan. But now, where is the Jiva Shakti? Remember, we are Jiva Shakti, Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho. We are presided over by Balaram, with Vilas Murti. That is why Lord Balaram is so important for us. That was the point of Hari Parshad in his class. Vilas Murti, we know, Balaram is an expansion that assists Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. Even Balaram is Godhead, yes, but he assists Krishna in his Lila. And then who is in charge of Maya, Shakti? We know the Sri Vishnus, the Purusha Avatar. Mahavishnu, Gambodakashaya, Kshirodakashaya. Now he goes on to explain, as Shri Krishna in Braj, he brings, Krishna brings into existence everything that is fully and wholly spiritual. In Braj, he expanded as Lord Balaram, he generates the Nitya Siddha Parshad. See, so in other words, we're coming from the Nitya Siddha Parshad are coming from Balaram. And what are they doing, those great souls? Yashoda, Uddhav, let's say Sandipani Muni, Balaram. No, Balaram is not Nitya Siddha Parshad, sorry. He's himself Godhead. All the inhabitants, they are called Ragatmika Bhakta. They are eternally liberated associates. They execute 8 types of bhakti, of devotional service to him, as Shri Krishna in Vraj. In Vaikunt, Shri Balaram expands as Shankarshan, Anantashesh. And there also in Vaikunt, you find Nitya Siddha Parshad. So, and again, they accomplish 8 kinds of devotional service to Narayan in Vaikunt. And then Sri Shankarshan, the second Chaturvyuha, expands as Mahavishnu. Again, Mahavishnu presides over Maya Shakti. That is why Mahavishnu is married to Ramadevi. But Mahavishnu, this is the point I'm driving to, Mahavishnu generates the Tatashta Shakti Jiva. So where are we coming from when people tell you we're coming from Golok? No, this is nonsense. We're coming from that glance. See, Mahavishnu generates the Tatashta Shakti Jiva. We are being cast into the Pradhan by the glance of Mahavishnu. Don't forget. We are borderline potency souls. This is what we are. Borderline potency souls, susceptible to the influence of Maya. And then Mahavishnu further expands, accepting the form of Paramatma. We know, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam, that in everyone's heart there is of the Tatastha Shakti Jiva, you find Paramatma. See? And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur expands further. As long as this Tatastha Shakti Jiva generated by Mahavishnu do not receive, this is the key, do not receive the shelter of Hladini Shakti. See? It's called, once you are reinstated in your Svarup Siddhi, you're going to receive some drop of Hladini Shakti, either by Srimati Radharani herself or by a Sadguru. If your guru is not a Sadguru, he has to hand you over to a Sadguru at one point. So then, which is bestowed by his mercy, whose mercy? The Lord's mercy. Unless and until we get sheltered by Hladini Shakti, we are always prone to be subjugated by Maya. Do you find Nitya Siddha Parikar subjugated by Maya? Do you find Uddhav? Do you find Mother Yashoda, Nanda subjugated by Maya? When captivated by Maya, they are obedient to the dictates of the three gunas. Conclusion, the Jiv Shakti gives birth to the Jivas. The Chit Shakti does not produce the Jivas. You follow? That's a very important point. Many devotees in ISKCON are thinking we're coming from Chit Shakti. No. This is not the conclusion of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is not the conclusion of Jiva Goswami. This is not the conclusion of Jaimitri Muni, also in Padma Purana. And the same point, look at back to 822. See? This is the verse on the study. Devastanam Swarupata. The condition of the eternally liberated souls, untouched by Maya. That's the eternal bhakti of the Jiva associates their Vishnu Parikar, like Vishvakshena. Vishvakshena is a companion of Lord Narayan in Vaikunt. They're not coming from Jiv Shakti. They're coming from Chit Shakti. They are eternally liberated souls. Yeah, I wanted to make this point clear. Do you have any questions on that?
There's a lot to hear.
Yeah, this is a very important point of Jiv Tattva. Don't forget we are Jiv Tattva, so
Prabhu,
you should
I
always
have a
remember
question.
that point. Yes, Prabhu?
Yeah, I have a question. Why this difference? Why the Lord created the Jiv Shakti? Instead, not why He makes all the Jivatma like liberated soul.
Yeah.
Why distinguishing between these two things? Like,
Yeah, because we have free will. See, that's, in other words, this Tatastha Shakti of ours, we are Tatastha Shakti. See, we could say, freely speaking, honestly speaking, that Yashoda Mata, for instance, is she Tatastha Shakti? No. She's coming, it's an expansion. And they are, what's the name? Yashoda Mata is Shakti Tattva. They are direct Shakti of the Lord. Even Kunti. Kunti is a Shakti of honesty. She embodies the honesty. So they are Shaktis. So we could say, well, we have been doomed, we are Tatashta, we have free will. But I would answer to that, on the contrary, I don't agree. Because it's just like you give 100 euros to your boy, and it's your money. But with that 100 euros, or perhaps not the full 100 euros, let's say 50 euros, he's going to buy a pair of shoes to you. So you become extremely touched because he could have done something else. That is his money. I gave it to him. But because he has done something for you, you're the father, you're extremely touched. So the Jiv, even though we are so minute, so fallible, so Apurna, we discussed Apurna Shakti. Apurna means incomplete. But now, we are so small, but if we turn ourselves to Krishna, Krishna is very much appreciative because he knows this person could do something else. He has the prerogative to do something else. Like my boy, he can do something else with 100 euros. No, he's spending half of it, a pair of shoes for me. So I'm very much touched because even though I've got free will, I'm using properly my free will. You cannot see Lord Kapil doing nonsense. Have you seen Lord Kapil? He's Vishnu Tattva. Can he do nonsense? Can Nrsimhadev do nonsense? They are expansions of the Lord. They have no free will. They have free will, sorry, but they cannot misuse their free will. You follow? We can misuse. So even though we can misuse it, we don't misuse, and still we love Krishna, it's even more laudable. You follow? It's even more laudable because we could have done something else. That is why Prabhupada, did you notice, he says always, thank you very much, because you have become devotees, even though you are Mahapatita. You are hippies, but thank you very much. And then he goes, practically speaking, you must have been sent by my guru to help me. Because in the eyes of the Lord, that's my own realization. I cannot quote Shastra on this. It's even more appreciated by the Lord because we could have done something else. So, and we're coming from way down the pit of material life. So even though we are Maha covered by the gunas, still we chose Krishna day in, day out. So that's extremely appealing to Lord Krishna. So we shouldn't think we have been prejudiced. Oh, they are Nitya Siddha Parika. On the contrary, I would say it adds up flavor to our choice, because just like Prabhupada gives the example in the Gita of golden ring and the diamond. The golden ring enhances the beauty of the diamond, and the diamond enhances the beauty of the golden ring. So the golden ring is Krishna, the diamond is the pure devotee. If you become a sadhana siddha pure devotee, then we discussed just now, you will partake of the qualities of a nitya siddha. That is why, what is Raganug Bhakti? Raganug Bhakti means, Rupa Goswami explained very nicely, when you follow a Ragatmika Bhakti. Those Ragatmika Bhakti in Golok, they are not Jiv Shakti, they are Chit Shakti, Parshad. But you have the right, the privilege to enter, it's called Bomalila. In the 8th chapter of the Gita, it's mentioned. You can enter Bomalila. And in the contact of the Ragatmika Bhaktas, eternal associates, you perfect your life to their you take birth in the womb of a gopi in Bomalila. Or you become a gopi, you become a gop, you become whatever. And you're rubbing shoulders with, on a daily basis, with Nitya Siddha Parika. Can you imagine? And one life like this in Bomalila, then you go back. Golok Navadvip, Golok Vrindavan, or Puri. So we shouldn't think we are disgraced or we are left behind. No. But that is the prerogative of Lord Balaram. The Nitya Siddha Parika are coming from Lord Balaram. We're coming from Lord Balaram, but via the medium of Mahavishnu, via the glance. Anyway, this is a very deep topic. Huh? It's one of my favorite topics. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so remember, you should always remember, Bhakti Thakur is topmost acharya. I've never seen an acharya so limpid, so crystal clear on Jiv Tattva. I've never seen. Okay, so let's move on. Yatatma Tantro Bhagavan Vikridatyatma. Sorry, Vikridat Vikridatyatma mayaya. Visrijya vayata mayam udashte sakshivad vibhuhu.
The independent personality of Godhead enjoys his pastime by his eternal potency, and at the time of annihilation gives them up to the external potency, and he remains a witness to all. So as we can see here, it's mentioned clearly that Krishna retains his independence. As we know, he is Swarad, Abhigna Swarad, and he according to his will, like it's mentioned here, Prabhupada, it's with his internal potency he decides to kill Putna while even enjoying in the lap of Mother Yashoda. So practically he's independent. Whenever he desires, he comes to the world. Whenever he desires, he leaves the world, and he decides how to come and how to leave and what to do, like even the killing of his own family members. And it's all about Krishna's independence. He can make any decision, whatever he wants. So yeah.
This is beautifully said. Huh? This is nothing to add up. And we should never put down Krishna to our level of perception. Atmavan Manyate Jagat. He even leaves. Can you imagine a mortal frame in Prabhakshetra? He has left. He was shot by an arrow, shot by Jara, the hunter, who's actually Brihaspati. And people say, oh, look, he's got a mortal frame. They got bewildered. Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur explained, to better befool the atheist, he has done so. You want to find fault with me? I will help you find fault with me by leaving a mortal frame behind. See? You cannot, 725, Yogamaya Samaritaha, Krishna reserves himself the right to remain hidden. You cannot force Krishna to discover himself. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Krishna has always the last word. Yasyesha Atma Vrinute Tanum Swam is concealed. He decides to be concealed. But Yasyesha Atma Vivrinute, if he wants, he can also reveal himself. Tanum Swam, his own form. It's up to him. It's his own prerogative. He condescends, and it's a verb in English, to condescend. He condescends to reveal himself or not. You cannot decide. And we discussed in 1637 the liberty purport. Even if you practice bhakti for millions of years, you may or may not. He decides. Okay, so that's quite clear. And did you notice, when he kills demons, it's by his yoga maya. We shouldn't think, oh, it's Mahamaya. No. He kills Putana, it's yoga maya. Even the Virat, we discussed, 1147 Gita, it's coming about by yoga maya, internal potency. Because it's coming from the Lord. How can it be external potency? So you stop me. Huh? Now we're entering a new subsection. See? Can you see my screen?
Oh, probably change it, Prabhu.
Sorry? Can you see my...
It's the same thing that we were seeing before.
Okay, so let me again share. I have to, again, for each and every frame, I have to rechange the whole thing. See, we're entering, can you see this is Gauranga Darshan? 24. It's a new section.
Oh, yeah.
Maharaj Parikshit inspires Shukdev to speak. 24. Sarvamitascha Bhagavan Prichatume Nupurvashaha Tadvato Tadvato yasyudharatum prapannayam mahamune.
O great sage, representative of Lord, kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness in all that I have inquired from you, and all that I may not have inquired from you from the very beginning of my questionings. Since I am a soul surrendered unto you, please impart all knowledge in this connection. Okay, this is like that chapter 4 verse, right? Where the spiritual master, he's a bona fide a spiritual master is a bona fide spiritual master and is capable of enlightening the disciple in every way for the disciple's benefit. So we have to be very careful about the spiritual master, like the guru, right? And the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Mahima Shrostam, what is it? Shrostam, Bhagavad Gita, mantras and everything, the prayers, they are paying respects to spiritual masters and Radha Rani, Krishna and Vaishnava devotees. So this is Prabhupada is telling us about the importance of the spiritual master here.
Yes.
And we can attain from him.
Yes. Inquisitiveness.
Yes.
Tadvini pranipatena, surrender. We have to find it. And pariprashnena. Prashna means question. Buddhism Prabhu told us when in 68 he joined, he's gone 68. He wrote a letter with 20 questions. Can you imagine? First time he writes to Prabhupada. 20 questions.
Oh.
He's not afraid of asking questions. 20. So what Prabhupada did, he answered a few in his reply, in his answer, and then he delegated, he told Buddhism, you go to my senior man, that was 68, way back. You ask the reminder of the questions to my senior devotees. So it's a theoretical phase for a devotee to be quite inquisitive. We have to be fully intellectually engaged. Even if your intellect is engaged, you won't be in Maya. Combing the purports, racking your brain to understand. This is very healthy. Use your intelligence to understand. Prabhupada only asked one question to his guru. How can I serve you? He's a pure devotee, so he's got all the tattva in place. But okay, so let's go further. 25. Atra pramanam hi bhavan parameshti yatatma buhu. Atma bu is the name of Lord Krishna, or Lord Brahma. Apare chanutishtanti puvesham puvaje kritam.
O great sage, you are as good as Brahma, the original living being. Others follow testimony as followed by the previous philosophical speculators. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned about 6 great sages like Gautam, Kanada, Jaimini, Kapil, Ashtavakra, and Patanjali. How he compares their philosophy to that of Shukdev Goswami. Say that those sages, they are like mental speculators, whereas Shukdev Goswami, he received his knowledge from Guru Parampara, disciplic light succession, which is the perfect way to acquire knowledge and hear from such authority.
Yes. So did you notice, he has, Srila Prabhupada has the audacity. What are they called, these 6 philosophers? What's the name in Sanskrit?
Shat.
Sorry?
6 is Shat, right? Shat
There's a term in
Goswami.
Sanskrit, Saddarshan.
Oh,
Sat, 6, Darshan. What are those 6 again? Gautam, Kanad, Jaimini, Kapil, Ashtavakra, and Vyasadeva. Of course, Vyasadeva amongst the six has to be respected. But Prabhupada has the audacity. If you do that in India, they will criticize you. They are sacred lines, Saddarshan, Jaimini, Yuga Sutra. I mean, they are great souls. Gautam is, can you imagine Gautam is like one of the father of mankind. Kapil, be careful, not talking about Kapil Sokyanto, we're talking about the atheistic Kapil. So Prabhupada is putting them down. He has the audacity to say no. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur again is saying in one of his songs, when I see those six, I turn around, I turn back, I leave the place. Only a Gaudiya Vaishnava has the audacity to do that. You know, you will see in India, those people worship those six, Saddarshan. They worship. Prabhupada said no. What is the verse in Mahabharata? Thakur Pratishta. What is it? Thakur Pratishta Shrutayu Vibhinna. Yes, this is Yudhishthira. Thakur Pratishta. It's very dry. Pratishta Apratishta means it's not fixed. Shrutayo. Shrutayo means Vedas. Vibhinna. This is the point of a Muni. He has to come up with a different version. Naso Rishi. He has to come up with a different version. Yatamatam, Yasyamatam. He has to come up with a different opinion. You follow? Unless you come up with a different opinion, you will not be respected. That's why they are mental speculators. And Yudhishthir is not impressed in Mahabharata. He said, no, they are not fixed in the absolute truth. Just like Prabhupada, just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, even Yudhishthir in those days, he was saying that already. They are even more senior than Vyasadeva. Can you imagine? They are Gautam, Jaimini. This is way back, even before Vyasadeva. Basically, Yudhishthir is rejecting them. Even Prabhupada, even Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then what is the solution? Dharmasya nihitam, Dharmasya tatvam, the Dharma tatva. The tatva of Dharma, nihitam guhayam. It's very extremely guhayam, very confidential.
Prabhu, I have one question. How do you explain like Gautam Rishi, when he cursed his wife Ahalya to become a stone?
Yeah.
He told her that when Lord Ram will come, he will be delivered. So how is the connection between Gautam Rishi and Lord Ram?
Yeah. So you're right. They have definitely such a lofty position. They are Prajapatis, they are Saptarishis. So there is definitely touch of Bhakti. Definitely Bhakti is there. But this is the last line of this verse I was quoting from Mahabharata. Mahajanayana Sagatapanta. We have to follow the Mahajan. Who are the Mahajan? Do you find Jaimini in the Mahajan? Do you find Gautam? Do you find the atheistic Kapil? No. What are the Mahajan? According to Yamaraj in the sixth.
Brahma, Narad,
Yeah.
Lord Shiva.
Exactly. There's 12 Mahajan. There's not 13 or 15 or no. We know them. Narad, we follow those 12. Narad, Bhishma, Prahlad, Janak, Yamaraj, Shukdev, Kapil, the real Kapil, Vishnu Tattva Kapil. So we don't disrespect those six darshan, but we don't follow. That's the position of Gaudiya. We respect. But we have our line of authority is way beyond that. Vishwanath, Narottam, they are Manjaris coming from Golok. Baladev Vidyabhushan, Shiv Goswami. It's a different caliber. You cannot compare. It's way totally different caliber. They're coming from Golok. They are manjaris. And again, back to Sri Isho, Avarohapanta. Remember those two terms? Arohapanta, Avarohapanta was. Can you please explain?
Knowledge coming from descending process.
Yeah. See, we are not whimsical putting them, we don't put them down first. They are so lofty, they are very great souls. But there's a tinge of descending knowledge. Avaroha and Aroha. One is descending, the other is ascending. As far as we are concerned, we are clinging onto the descending process. We come Nigama Kalpatalo Garitam Falam. This is the process. Nigama Srimad Bhagavatam is on the highest level, highest fruit. It's coming down in Parampara to us. Okay, I think it's clear, unless you stop me. Huh? Okay, that's 25. Okay, so let's move on. Name Sava Parayanti Brahman Anashanad Ami Pibato Chyuta Piyusham Tad Vakya Abdi Vinishritam. (26)
Okay, where is Nishta Mataji? Is Harinishta Mataji there, Prabhu?
I
No,
think
I
she
don't
is, but
see.
perhaps she fell asleep.
Yeah, she can read that. I'll read that. Okay. Oh, learned Brahmana, because of my drinking the nectar of the message of the infallible personality of Godhead, which is flowing down from the ocean of your speeches, I do not feel any sort of exhaustion due to my fasting. I didn't read this, so I don't want to guess on what's in here.
Okay. So what is the
It says about the
Here it's saying that Parikshit Maharaj is saying that despite of so many days and fasting, he's still able to carry on because he's drinking the nectar of the words coming from Shukdev Goswami, Srimad Bhagavatam.
yes, Achyutakata. This is the point. What is the verse? Way back. I mean, not only one. Narad in the first canto, speaking to Vyasadeva, his disciple. Remember, trying to remember 1.5, let's see, 1.5.12. Nishkarmya apyachut bhavavarjitam nashobate. Even if you are a neshkarmi, can you imagine? Neshkarmi is very, you are nirguna, neshkarmya. Apyachut bhav. Achyuta bhav. You have no achyuta bhav. Then you may be a nishkarmi. Can you imagine? Nishkarmi means you are self-realized, nirgun. You're not in Maya. Nishkarmya apyachut bhav varjitam nashubate. If you are devoid of achyut bhav, nashubate, doesn't look good. Narad is telling. Can you imagine? You're nishkarmi, self-realized, nirgun. You are devoid of achyut bhav, no love for achyut. Nashubate means doesn't look good. Gyanam alam puranjanam, niranjanam. So, what to speak of someone engrossed into fruitive activities, like in this material world, they have no chance. Even a neshkarmi has no chance. This is the point. 1.5.12. So we better engage into achyutakata. We don't have to change our position, Lord Brahma is telling. Stanestita shudigatam tanuvan manubir. Stanestitam, you stay in your position. As long as you engage in Achyutakatha. Again, the same verse, Tako Pratishtam Shutayo Vibhinna. We don't have to become mental speculators. We just listen to Krishna Katha. This is the point. So Jiv Goswami on this one is saying, other topics have been asked. So even though other topics have been asked, Maharaj Parikshit is telling Shukdev, don't speak anything except Krishna Katha. If ever my questions are dealing with topics outside of Krishna, forget it then. Just speak Krishna Katha. And he's saying, can you imagine, he's doing Nirjal for 1 week. I'm doing Nirjal twice a month, but doing Nirjal for 1 week is a different ball game. Huh? And he's saying my life heirs didn't leave, even though I'm doing Nirjal. And I've been cursed. He's going to be beaten. Actually, he's going to leave the body even before being beaten by Taksha. You will see. Why am I able to sustain my life? Because I'm drinking. Pibata. Pibata means to drink in 26. Pibata means to drink. Piyush. Piyush means amrit, nectar. Otherwise, I would have left the world. Who can live without eating and drinking for 1 week? I mean, perhaps a few, but very rare. And he can manage very easily because of Krishna.
So Kartik, we used to experience this, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu?
During Kartik, we used to experience this 5 days, no eating
Oh, yeah.
at all.
Bhishma Panchak, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to do. If you do the Bhishma Panchak well, as if you have done the whole vrat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 consecutive years I have been able to do it, but now I am in Vancouver. I don't know here.
Yeah, of course. I don't know how far they are tuned up to that. In Vrindavan, I done it 1 time, I remember. See, very interesting at the end of 26, huh? The snake is also twice born. Can you imagine? And its anger is compared to the cursing of Brahman boy who was without good intelligence. So in other words, we have to always remember it's part of the lila. The snake, even Taksha, this snake bird, is going to come. It's part of the lila. He's going to leave the world even before being beaten. It's like Vritrasur. Indradev is going to cut his neck with his Rajra. It's going to take him 1 year. He's gone away. He's gone before that. Vritrasur has gone back to Godhead way before. So he's not afraid. Achyutakatha. What is the verse in the 6th canto? Narayane parayana nakutashanna bibyati. The devotees are not afraid. Abhay. Abhay Chanaravinde. The real devotees, sannyasis, are not afraid. This is because of Achyutakatha. They are totally not afraid of death even. You have seen this Vijayadapati. He was cursed by Maya, by Durga. You become an asur. Can you imagine? Was he afraid? He said, no, Tatashtu. He bowed down to her. He said, yes. And he became Vritrasur. Vritrasur is one of the, Vishwanath explained, one of the highest devotees in the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. There's one verse. If Vritrasur is not there, it's not Bhagavatam. See? Vritrasur is a very advanced personality. He's an asur. He went back to Mahasankarshan Lok. So Let's.
But what? Sorry, Prabhu, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So Vitrasur on one side, it's huge when you say if it's not for Vitrasur, there is no Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
And on the other side, he's an asura.
Yeah.
So there's this contradiction that he's an asura, yet I mean, what asura means, they are bad guys, right?
Obviously, you haven't read the sixth canto.
No.
Oh, okay. Then I understand.
I read about Vitrasura, how he fought with Indra and
Remember, and the story of Ritrasur spans on how many lives? It's like Maharaj Bala.
Chitraketu, the king,
Yeah.
and then Vitrasur.
Yeah, even it starts off even before Vijayadapati. Vijayadapati, it starts from there. Vijayadapati is the pati of Vijayadhar Lok. And there's a planet called Vijayadhar Lok. It's a demigod planet. They are Vijayadhars. And remember the story is a very close friend of Lord Shiv. He's hovering in the sky in his Viman with so many girls, having a good time. Then he can see from above, Lord Shiv is giving a class. Parvati is sitting on his lap, and a great
yeah.
class.
Oh
And
yes,
he
yeah.
cracks a joke. Oh, my dear Lord Shiv, you are such a great Pandit. I can see. And your wife is even sitting on your lap. Do you think Lord Shiv is going to speak something? It's Mahadev. It's Mahadev. I mean, Devi Lakshmi, Devi Parvati, she's going to become angry like anything. She's going to curse him. You become an asur, you dare to offend my husband. And again, I just quoted Narayana Parayana. Lord Shiva will say nothing. And as soon as he accepts, Vijayadapati accepts the curse, so be it, Tatashtu, he bows down, yes, on the spot he becomes Vitrasu. On the spot. Then Lord Shiva speaks. He's telling Parvati, you have no clue of the enormous mistake you made. Narayana Parayana, Katashan Nabibyati, a devotee of that caliber, is Narayan Parayan. Very rare.
So can we say that Mother Parvati, who herself, she's the representation of the external energy, she was put under illusion to do such and such act of cursing?
I let's, because if you understand the full, see, I did my BV thesis on this topic when I gave my delivery in front of the jury, headed by Bodhijan. That was my topic. My thesis was on this three lives. I wrote a booklet on this. So if you know the full story, then you understand. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen? This Vijayadapati will become Chitraketu will become, Vijayadapati will become Vitasu, and then Chitraketu, and then he goes back. So thanks to the curse of Parvati, he went back not to Golok, true. He went back to Mahasankarshan Lok, which is Vaikuntha. And even the Kumars are there. So no, she didn't get bewildered. But it's for the betterment of that Jeev in the body of Vijayadapati. And again, what is the lesson to be derived? Again, Narayana Parayana, Nakutasana Bibyati. This is the point of Lord Shiv to his wife. He's telling you have made a severe mistake. And then you will see, look it up in the sixth canto. She covers her face with the veil of her sari out of shame.
Yeah.
And yes, Prabhu?
Lord Shiva said if Chitraketu wanted, he could counter the curse of Parvati.
Yeah, of course. Mahapurush. And then he became Vitrasur. That's beautiful, Lila, look it up. And then Vitras, do you know the size of Vitrasur? Vitra means what? To surround. It's so big, it surrounds the universe. Hiranyakashipu is a little baby. Vitrasur is trampling on the demigods with his toe. You follow? It's so big, it tramples on the demigods. Have you seen the size of the demigods? This is the biggest demon ever created. Vitrasur is so big, it surrounds the universe. It surrounds the material creation. This is the size of Vitrasur. And of course, he can change his size anytime he wants. So he's cursed, he becomes Vitrasur, and no one can kill him. So then, what is the solution? Lord Vishnu is going to tell Indradev, okay, you go to Dadichi, the king, the Muni, get his bones. Can I get your bone, my dear Muni? Yes, no problem. He's a self-reliant soul. You can take my body, you can take my bones, you can take anything. I don't need it. Then with the bones of Dadichi, Indradev will have a very powerful Vajra weapon built, made out of that, with the bones of Dadichi. And Lord Vishnu told Indradev, only with that weapon can you kill Vitrasur. It's so powerful that you are little boys and girls. There's no way you can kill him. And finally they meet on the battlefield. He has killed everyone. He has killed everyone. And now they meet face to face. And Indradev just came out from that, having killed Vishvarup. Who is Vishvarup?
Vishwarup is his brother, Lord Chaitanya's brother.
Yeah, okay, good point. But I'm talking about a different Vishvarup.
Okay.
The sixth canto. Sixth canto is beautiful. So Vishvarup was three-headed fellow, and he has a parent who is a deva, and he has another parent, I forgot his father or mother, who is Asur. So he gave the Narayan Kavach to Lord Indradev for protection, because Asuras were very powerful. But in disguise, in private, he gave the same Narayan Kavach to the Asuras as well, because he's connected to the Asuras by the medium of his mother. Indradev found out he behaves the three heads of Vishvarup. Vishvarup is a Maha-Brahmana, so it's Brahma Hatya.
Oh,
Maha.
yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
It's a Maha-offensive activity. You kill, even when Ravana was killed, Lord Ram told Lakshman, you go and take darshan and take instruction. Is a Maha-Brahmana.
That Vishwarup was trying to favor the Asuras by doing yagya, and Lord Indra wanted to punish him for that.
Yeah. He gave in private the Narayan Kavach. So to make a long story short, when Indradev goes to fight single-handedly against Vishvarup, against Vitrasur, he's just coming out from this Mahatya of having killed Vishvarup, and he had to pay the severe atonement for 1 year. Even if you kill an Asura with a Brahmana, you have to be very careful, this Brahmahatya. So he just came out clean, he did penance, he had to pay the severe reaction for having killed Vishvarup, and now he's thinking again, and I have to. And he starts discussing with, they exchange words, it is among Kshatriya, they have to make each other angry before fighting. You cannot fight if you're not angry. So they just insult, and then they start discussing Krishna Katha before fighting. Can you imagine? They discuss like friends, pure Krishna Katha. Vitrasu will say, I'm like a spouse waiting for my husband to come back after a long troubled journey. When will the Lord come and pick me up? I'm like a baby bird in the nest waiting for my food from the parents. When will the Lord come and pick me up? And Indradev starts to think this person is Maha Krishna conscious. And he understands, and they have Krishna Katha. And sometimes Vitrasu tells Indradev, but by the way, you're supposed to kill me. When are you going to kill me? And Indradev understands this person is 1,000,000 times more Krishna conscious than me. And he's hesitating to kill him because he knows it's another Brahman. I just killed Vishwarup. I had to pay severe price. He's extremely hesitant now to kill Vitrasu. So Vitrasu is pushing him. When are you going to kill me? And where is he going next? Whom did he become after Vitrasu? Chitraketu. And Chitraketu had 10 million wives. And he couldn't get a child. All the wives were barren. You remember the story? It's a long story. And then Angira Muni and Narad came along. What's the problem, my dear king? I have no child, so many wives, but no child. So don't worry, I will make it. Bring this Amrit, drink this. Your wife can drink this Amrit. But be careful, your son will be called Arshashok. Arshashok means, shok means lamentation. Pleasure, but lamentation. This boy will give you pleasure and lamentation. Okay, no problem. But what happened? The boy takes birth, and then the other co-wives become jealous. Same story. They poison the child. The father is finished. Is totally devastated, as well as the mother. Then Angira and Narad come back, and what's the problem? And then they bring the child back into the body, just like Mahaprabhu in Srivasangam, who's the son of Srivas Thakur. The boy speaks. Who are you? Which parents you talking about? Then everyone is enlightened. Then Angira and Narad leave, and within 1 week, Chitraketu goes into Samadhi, goes back to Godhead. Mahashankarshan Lok. So you can see, you have to see the full picture. Anyway, we went into a big tangent. Sorry. Anyway, back to 26. So yes, he's got this, Parikshit has got this propensity to do nirjal. He's not affected because of Achyutakata. 27. Sutovach sopa mantrito ragya katayam iti satpatehe brahmarato brisham prito vishnuratena samsadi. This is 27.
Yes. Sorry, someone can read it because
Yeah.
I just dropped my daughter.
Sud Goswami said, thus Shukdev Goswami, being invited by Maharaj Parikshit to speak on topics of the Lord Shri Krishna with the devotees, was very much pleased. Yeah, Prabhupada said Bhagavatam should be discussed among the devotees of the Lord. And
Yeah. This is the name of Shukdev, Brahmarat. It's a beautiful name.
Brahmarat. Yeah, and Vishnurat should hear from Brahmarat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So actually this name, do you know who gave this name to, do you know who's the guru of Shukdev?
Oh, Shukdev Goswami.
You could say his father, but do you know who gave the name Brahmarat? Krishna himself. It's mentioned in Brahma Vivarta Puran that we could say honestly that Shukdev is the disciple of Lord Krishna himself. Krishna named him Brahmarat. He got the name from Krishna.
Is it because when he give him this benediction that he will not affected by the three modes of material nature? That's when he gave him that name, or
I don't know the details. I never read Brahma Vivarta Puran, but Jiva Goswami explained that that name was given by Lord Krishna himself.
but here
And
in the purport, Srila Prabhupada said Shukdev Goswami when he was saved by Lord Krishna.
oh yeah, in regard to okay, I got you now. In regard
Because
to he didn't want to come out
wa-
from the womb, huh?
Yeah, for 16 years he remained in the home.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can see he's directly initiated by, of course, his father is Shiksha also. But oftentimes you don't initiate, just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't initiate his son, he told Gokishore. Oftentimes the father will hand over the son to a different guru to make sure we're not labeled as smarta. So let's hear a little bit from perhaps Vishwanath here. This is 27. Yeah, nothing new. Satpate, Satpate in 27 means Krishna. Satpate. Sarvatam Pati. Krishna has got many names. Sarvatam Pati is the Pati of the devotees. Satpate. Satpate. It's the name of Krishna. The highest truth. 28. Praha Bhagavatam Nam. It's a very famous name. I mean, line in Bhagavatam. Puranam Brahma Samitam. This line appears many places. 1:340, 218. Puranam Brahma Samitam. Brahmane Bhagavat Proktam Brahma Kalpo Pagate.
He began to reply to the inquiries of Maharaj Parikshit by saying that the signs of personality of Godhead was spoken first by Lord himself to Brahma when he was first born. Srimad Bhagavatam is a supplementary Vedic literature and it is just in pursuance of the Vedas. So here Prabhupada is emphasizing a lot about Srimad Bhagavatam and that it's a science of personality of Godhead. And the impersonalists, they always try to misrepresent the personal feature of the Lord by not knowing the science, the great knowledge. And he also says Srimad Bhagavatam has the headers of science. I said it right. And to learn this science, one has to take the shelter of the representative of Sukadeva Goswami and go in the footsteps of Maharaj Parikshit.
Yeah.
We should follow parampara, and we should not be attempting to foolishly misinterpret Srimad Bhagavatam because offense at the feet of the Lord.
Exactly, yeah. So Puranam Brahma Samitam is a
Yes.
very famous line. You will see a lot this line in the Bhagavatam. 1:340, 218, it appears the same line. So we will come to that very soon in the 9th chapter. Remember the order. After tap, he heard tap. I think it's coming. Yeah, let's finish up the verse anyway, the chapter. He will hear tap. He will go into 1,000 years of celestial penance, Lord Brahma. Then he will hear the sound of the flute. Then he will hear Mahavakya. Actually, to be precise, the sound of the flute, will transform into Mahavakya, then Gayatri, then Chatushloki Bhagavatam. So this is how Bhagavatam came down to us. And that took place in Brahma Kalpa. Can you see 28? Brahma Kalpa. See, in the Kalpa, when Brahma got Bhagavatam, that was in that Kalpa. Kalpa means day. A day of Brahma is called Kalpa. Just like we have Monday, Tuesday. It doesn't go like this, Brahma, Monday, Tuesday. No. His Kalpa is like a day for him. They have different names. You will see in 2.10.46 what are the names of the days of Brahma. He's got days, but we cannot, it doesn't count like us, Monday, Tuesday. Totally different. So in the Brahma Kalpa, which was very early in his life, that's the day. That's his day where he got Bhagavatam. It's mentioned here.
But Prabhu, was not that Lord Brahma, he received all the Vedic knowledge through Krishna's flute before the creation?
That took place, that Lila took place beginning of time, huh? Even before Visarga, when, remember, we discussed so many times, he is born on the world of the lotus, is totally taken aback. That stem is shaking badly because within the navel like of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, there's an ocean there, and there's a storm in the ocean. The stem is moving about fiercely, and Brahma even practically fell off that stem. So he's quite afraid, and he goes inside, deep inside the stem. Within the stem, actually, that's big enough to accommodate all the universes. Later, the universes will be there within the stem. So he goes down, down, down. He's afraid. He goes back up. He hears tap, tap. He performs tap, austerity, tapodivyam. Then, after 1,000 celestial 1,000 years of tap, tapodivyam, then he's going to hear the flute. And
So
then,
there was
yes,
so there was already the introduction of time factor then.
introduction of
Time factor.
what, Prabhu?
Time factor.
Yeah, that's beginning of this.
Because when you say 1 day of Lord Brahma, so that means within the creation.
Yeah, okay, I got your point. But it's mentioned by Jiva Goswami that in terms of sequence of time, that was the beginning of creation. That's the beginning of the universe, basically. That was the first day, Brahma Kalpa. So Jiva Goswami explained that. That took place in Brahma Kalpa. And of course, everything is relative because on the level of Mahavishnu, the whole spectrum of creation and dissolution is one nimesh. A few fractions of a second. The whole dispersion of the elements, the Brahman is coming from the paw of Mahavishnu, then it's expanding away, and then Nirodha being retracted within the abdomen. All the whole span is on the level of Mahavishnu, one nimesh. This is a few fractions of a second. For Brahma, for our Brahma, 311 trillion 40 billion years. For Mahavishnu is one nimesh. So everything is totally relative. But that took place when he got He got Bhagavatam in the form of Chatushloki. That transformation, again, sound of the flute, then Mahavakya, then Gayatri, then Chatushloki. And of course, after that, he taught to Narad. He told him, you please expand. He didn't expand. He gave it to Vyasadeva. So you know the story.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
So let's hear Vishwanath perhaps if he has something to say new on this one. Yeah, same story as Jeev Goswami. Actually, it's here on my side, it's 7:00 a.m. here. So we're kind of finished for today. We'll start off from 29. Oh, actually, let's finish off 29. There's one verse left. Yat yat parikshit rishabha pandunam anuprechati anupuvyena tatsava makyatum upachakrame. One verse and then we'll stop.
So
He also
he
Yes.
also prepared himself to reply to all that King Parikshit had inquired from him. Maharaj Parikshit was the best in the dynasty of the Pandus, and thus he was able to ask the right questions from the right person.
Yeah. So the main point here is that Shukadev will answer according to topic, not according to the orders of the questions. And Prabhupada explained many questions, as we know. The whole chapter is replete with questions. It's not going to be answered in a chronological. Remember, Bhagavatam is not chronological. The questions, the answers are not chronological. They are done in a systematic way, yes, but it's not chronological. We are used in Judeo-Christian civilization, this is first, this is second. We have this is very, very much pertaining to the Western world, Judeo-Christian. This should be chronological, No, that's not at all the pattern in Bhagavatam. He's going to answer them all, but in a not in an orderly way. Let's put it this way. Okay, I'll stop here. Do you have any questions? We finished the chapter.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you so much. So we'll enter the next chapter, which is extremely important chapter. This is where will appear the Chatushloki. And then on September 1st, I will put, I created another group for that other group. It's called Srimad Bhagavatam program or something like that. We'll start Bhagavatam from Lord Krishna willing, from scratch, from beginning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.